Alright. Just wait for those to dry. Alright. Oh, now what to work on next? See, did I put all of them up for? Yeah, okay. Must have dressed them all. But there aren't any Kusazuri blades left. And can't work on the helmet because it needs further refinement. I need to get like a half hemisphere to get. Can't work on those because it's still moves. What else is there to work on? I'm almost done with this. Okay, so that one is fine, that's fine. Oh, yeah. Guess we could fix this up. Yeah. Fix this one up. I'm not happy with the state of these. Yeah, definitely not. Which is weird. Like, for once, don't have much to work on today. Guess I could work on these. Guess I could put the wall lining on. Also, like, I always wanted to try welding stuff. I need to weld together like a banner. Yeah. Maybe that's something. Work. I'm sure I had some plates around it somewhere. I don't work on like the. But on it. Now. Okay. Oh, I actually don't have to tell. But now that we have, I need to buy some proper steel for this bench cover. I need to buy some proper steel for this. It's still work.
I need to buy some proper steel for this. So 1.2 millimeter with a Sashimo mount. I need to plan out how to do that. Like, I didn't expect to reach this so soon. So everything's bottlenecked right now, and I can't figure out like what to do with it. That is drying, so I can't work on that. I complete the cuirass. I also need some rope for that cuirass, because the mounting on that isn't quite right yet. Yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there. So once the cuirass is done, just need the let. Don't have shins, but I do have the apron, so I do have the apron ready. I guess this can be worked on. I have to. The rest of it is the helmet. So I guess we could also dress up the helmet plates. We'll work on those today. Once those are ready to like be put back onto the helmet. So this is the helmet plates. I need to buy extra supplies this weekend. I need to buy like a hemisphere as big as my head, and or at least a hemisphere as big as the helmet. But maybe I should pack up the helmet right now, so I can take it in and figure out how to do the internal lineup for it. So you haven't like noticed already, like the helmet is already painted. It's just that the inside needs work. So, and at the same time, we need to get like a hemisphere and put on proper lining for this thing. Basically, that means we have to drill all around the sides so we can sew in the lining. So the lining is simply a sheet of like cloth, but you drape it over a bowl, and then you sew on the outsides so that your stitching basically makes it hemispherical. And then once that's finished, you drape it over this, and then you sew that together, and then you cut the excess off, and then you have a lining for your helmet. Also, like, I need to get yoga foam matting and put extra padding in this just in case. So there's not much we can do today without getting extra supplies tomorrow, so I should make a note of that. What am I going to requisition for the Empire? Less talk, more work. Planning is the most important part, so... Alright, I'm just gonna write like a little note for myself tomorrow. By metal sheets, by metal sheets. I think I already have enough cotton, so buy a metal sheet, rods, I think like 5mm rods to make the .2mm, 0.2mm, because the cut over there can only handle 1.2, which is why we're sticking to 1.2mm sheet. Rods, probably 5mm too. Let's see. Foam sphere. So there's a foam sphere that we could buy at our textile place, which basically allows us to make the lining for our helmet. So we'll do that. Foam sphere. And what else? Oh yeah, I gotta buy like an Arduino starter kit. Saturday in the morning from 9 till 12, 9 till 10. Got to get all of that done. It's not an all-day event. It's 9 to 12. Not earlier. Maybe like 8 to 11. We can sign that block of time. Right, so there's a lot of stuff we need to buy tomorrow. So we need to visit a metal fabricator and also our our craft store. So that's going to be a busy morning. Bitcoin making armor in 2021. That's right, man. Like you can always count on me to make up. Hey man, how's it going? We still like this has been like I'd say it's been a year-long project, but we're reaching the end. We're bottlenecked by paint drying at the moment. So if you didn't catch it earlier, we were spray painting a lot of the Kusazuri plates because we cleaned them up last time, and then now we're waiting for the second coat of paint to dry. I'm hoping that this coat of paint is better than the standard coat that it came with, because the standard coat was terrible. So as you can see it like chipping off all around the place. So yeah, I'm hoping that Australian paint is better because we're specifically using paint that is designed for this stuff. That's kind of badly put together. They just sewed the ends of the cords directly to the liner and didn't really knot it up. Ew. We're gonna replace this liner anyway. I'm thinking like a layer of wool and then an additional layer of like drill cotton. I think drill cotton's probably the best way to do it. Drill cotton because it's what Australian work pants are made out of. So probably drill cotton. But hey, happy New Year to you, man. How's your year been? Right, like looking at the year, are you in a better position than before? Like, did you move up in the world in the past year? Let's see. Let's take a look at my year in review. Started a new job, which was basically a raise. Hopefully I can get another raise this year. Gotta stick to the schedule. What the hell is this? Oh, so that's how they put the fixings on. Oh yeah, I have to put the fixings back on. Except I don't like the fixings that they put on. It's very... Yeah, I'm gonna replace that, I guess, with my own sturdy fixing. See, it's always been, like, it's been a short-term goal of mine to get the armor up to scratch by, it's always been a short-term goal to parade around in the armor with a banner mount. So it's similar to, so I can go around shouting 40k memes with like a huge ass banner mounted onto the back. That's the plan anyway. Yeah. Okay. removing these fixings very carefully. I don't know why. I'm gonna need something. Alright, so I got like a flat paint spreader that will hopefully lever these I don't know what you would call them. Very shaped split pins, very cheap split pins. They should be brass. They should be brass. Okay, let's go. These don't look very good. I've got to keep track of those. Wonder if I can find a box somewhere. Wow, that's out. This has sustained quite some damage. This is hard to get out. Okay, some more split pins to just undo. Yeah. These brass fixings are a pain. And I kind of just glued them on. It's kind of shameful. Alright. Carefully deconstructing this. They literally just glued cloth on top of those. I need a box for those fixings. I'm gonna lose them. Yeah, thanks. It is badass, isn't it? So these, we're working on shoulder plates for the armor. In the background there, You can see like some of the plates drying. We dressed them up. So we cleaned the rust off them, and we cleaned the rust of them and gave them a new bit of paint. They'll be ready in 90 minutes. But personally, like, I gotta leave them for a whole day for them to settle and dry. Okay, so we removed all the badges off them. I'm gonna find a box to keep these with all the other. Never a box. Oh, and a tin. Excellent. All right. Okay. Label it. All right. Samurai brass pots. Yep. Some brass fixings. Because I actually have like a pile of them in my box. So we at the workshop here we get a box. At the workshop here we get a box. And that's where I stashed all the brass last time. I guess I gotta hunt around. And I look in this box and get sad because there's like so many failed projects. I think I should clean this up. Alright, so you guys can see the box. So this is the inside of my storage container here at the space. It's kind of messy. Got like a whole bunch of stuff in here. Don't think I need this mask anymore. Bought this mask. I don't need this mask anymore. I bought this mask for protection for like archery tag. And I thought it would be cool to have, but it actually doesn't protect your face at all. It also has like problems keeping the nuts. It's an airsoft mask, but it doesn't actually do that well in protecting you against like archery tag. So I think I could get rid of that. I don't play that sport. I haven't played that sport for ages. Okay, so this is what I eventually need to use, so that's worth keeping. This string is no longer useful. It's just a mess. I used to use this string for tuning bows, but I haven't tuned a bow because I've been busy fixing armor. So I guess I could get rid of this. This is a piece of gorget that my friend has made. He's been using my leather. He hasn't fixed it. That's just trying to untangle this box. But eventually we'll find all the brass pieces that were meant to fix out of it. Just need to get rid of the end of the string. It's been a bit of a mess, my storage. I haven't really been thinking about how I've been storing away my projects. A bit of a rat's nest in there. Yeah, I just gotta get rid of this string. It's just tied into everything. I almost got it out of it. Wow, I didn't know how it got that way. I just wanted to find my brass bits. Alright, I guess I'll cut it all off. Don't need this string anyway. I could always make another. Okay, time to get rid of this string. Used to be a good like bowstring. Not anymore. It's gone. That. Oh yeah, this is like cord that I wanted to replace some of the fixings with. This is like a cord I bought for the, I have it still. But it needs to be its own container, otherwise it's caught up and everything. I think we can still use that. Oh yeah, this is the original liner. So this is the original liner used in this is the original liner used in the helmet. You need to find a hemisphere to make a new one. I just don't like this. It's got glue. Might as well just throw it away. And throw this mask away. A lot of coils in here for like the steel weave that we're never got around to. Well, we've still got steel weave income, but got the steel weave income. We turned a lot of these coils. So all of these have to be processed and cut at some point. So we've got like a massive stock of like steel rings. But we recently just decided to do a brass weave first. And then, oh yeah, so here are the, so this is the brass fixings for the back of the brass plate. But I'm thinking of replacing this because it's not strong enough. I was planning to do real rivets. So I could go on. Okay. It's good that we have some extra rope here. So this is cotton rope, it's uncolored, that I usually use to tie down like tassets and stuff. Yeah, this is just a leather scrap. Okay, I don't think there's any more brass fixings. Oh, there they are. So this bag, the cotton bag I just removed was my yeah, the cotton bag I just removed is my leathery set. I worked on some leather ages ago. Thought I'd learned something. I haven't gotten around to building anything proper out of leather. Drill bits that drill bits I mean. Now, I've been hoarding a lot. Paper bag that I probably don't need. More coils. The case for the pair of scissors that I have. Ah yes, so these are the early prototypes of the brass coil, which I can't really use. Just throw that away. Oh yeah, this is the brass fixing. I think it's for the... Oh, I don't know what this is for. I think there should be two of these, I think. I'll have to figure that out. I think I had two of these. Or at least they're supposed to be two. So I could go in the can, I guess. Oh Oh yeah. Oh wait. So I think I know where that's from. I think that's the top of the helmet. Is it the top of the helmet? Doesn't seem to indicate so. I think it's the top of it. I'm gonna have to check that out later. I'm not sure if this is the top of the helmet or it's supposed to go on grass. This is definitely supposed to go on the top of the helmet. Meant to? Not sure. It's good to organize yourself. Hey, I had scissors and I don't know where these scissors went. I don't know why that's there. Plus 6. Found some more. Might be, yeah. There's another one. Should have done this for the start, to be honest. Organized in the box. A lot of coils in here. It's another plus. May as well put all the fixings in here. This is like a custom toggle that I made. In hindsight, I think I could just make it on the laser cutter. Which I'll probably do, because making on the laser cutter is easier. So much easier than making all of these things by myself. That's what I did for the first time around. I should probably put all these coils into their own thing. Just don't have a place for them just yet. Yeah, as you can see, I'm super organized. I should put the rope in the fixings as well. Put the rope in the fixings and the special silk cord I got for that as well. They can all go into the same can. Not sure what to do with all the steel rods. I think I have more cans. Put that piece of leather away. It's not worth keeping. There's a ruler. All fixings I don't need. They're all real. Alright, I'm going to use one of my cans that I brought in to store all of the oils. Oils that I eventually need to make. I don't know if I can fit all of them in the truck. There's quite a bit of these. I don't know why I called them all up at once. Because it takes ages to cut through this stuff. I did it last time. I think I just fed in. They were once in this can. I don't know why I took them out. I guess we'll put all the big ones in first. Pretty sure I can spoil all of these. I think that's all. Yeah, all the rest of them are small ones. Oh, here's a big one. Okay. So these are 10mm coils, which I eventually want to turn into rings. It's just that it's very... It takes a long time to cut through these, and I wonder if there's like a faster way to cut them. If I could automate how, like cutting them, that would be the dream. How many coils can fit in a can without exploding it? The answer, we're about to find out. Probably cost me an eye. I think we've reached our limit. The lip is no longer holding them in. Let's try putting it all in at once. It'll be a bloody, like a snake in a can. That'll do it. I think this is a bad idea. That's neater, I guess. Job done. Okay. Alright. Hopefully it doesn't explode as I put everything in it. That's the hope. Okay, that's sorted. Pretty much sorted. Okay, that's it's organized. It's organized. Done. We're organized. This is a mallet that's my mallet. Alright. Okay, so back to what we were doing in the first place. We had all these fixings that I want to put in this can. So I'm going to put them in the can. I drank a lot of Milo to get to this point. It's good to have the containers to use. I don't think I need to label the spring can though, because it's kind of obvious what that's filled with. I don't need to write a label for that. Okay. This box is good. Right. Okay. I want to keep this to have a reference. I'll keep that for a minute. Since we're on the topic of like getting the helmet done, I guess we could start drilling around the helmet to get the liner in. But that's neither here nor there. Just extra work for us to do tonight. We're desperately trying to find things to do tonight. Yep. Noodle boy armor, that's right. Alright, part 2. Okay. Alright. Hey guys, I'm back. I just want to catch up on the messages I missed. Yeah, I can't see the messages. Yeah, whatever. Alright, just catching up with messages. Hey guys, welcome back. Happy New Year. Noodle Boy armor, I know, right? All noodles. Ever thought of making a forge? I have, but this place isn't entirely under my control. This place isn't entirely under my control, but if I put in the money, I think I could just buy a forge and then just work on it. And then, so I think I could put money towards one and then just work on it. So I think it's pretty easy to do. I just realized I packed up my scissors. Really? So yeah, I was planning to. I think it's something I want to do. I don't know what I'd make with a forge, but I think it sounds interesting enough to try. I'm gonna scrap these. Oh wow. Oh, how did they do this? It's all terrible. I'm gonna try and stretch this out. And what is with this cord? It just, oh right, it's because they glued the end. That's why I couldn't pull it through. I thought it was some weird tangle. The cord and stuff, but it was just, yeah. Anyway. Alright, so I want to keep those. So this goes into the can. I haven't had much experience with the forge, but I'd like to. I think the ultimate thing for me to do, like further down the track, is to have a go at making a katana. That would be awesome. I'd have a go at making one. See, I'd like to try doing what those blacksmith guys do on that channel, like where they make fantasy weapons out of metal. I'd like to try. Get a taste for it, you know. But I don't know. I'm thinking maybe welding might be. I think welding is on the immediate list because I need to figure out how to weld and what I'm going to do to get. Because like there is a part I need for this armor, which is the Sashimono bracket. So Sashimono is the banner that hangs off the back of the samurai armor, and at the bottom, so it's held the banner is held together with in two places. One, it's got like a bracket on the back of the. It's a hinge bracket that hangs off the back. Basically, it's a bar that's held together by two hinges, and it can flap. It's a hinge, and it's got a ring at the topmost point of the semicircle, and that's where the rod goes through. So that's held like somewhere in the middle of your back, and at the bottom is basically a cup. It's a metal box that is attached to the bottom of the armor, and the flagpole basically sits in this cup and then is threaded through the hinge bar I was talking about, and then with those two things you have an armor that is capable of carrying the banner of the Emperor. So that is something I need to figure out making in the near future. So that means I think I will get to welding first. And I see a welder right over there. So I need to figure out what parts do I need to buy. What parts do I need to buy, basically, to get that up and running. At least for myself. And then I can talk about to the space. It's like, oh, I know how to weld now. And I can write some induction for it. So yeah. See, the thing about this space is that you need to have some documentation and procedures in place for safety, and you can't just can't just use any tool in the space. See, we can't just use we can't use just anything in space. You need someone to run you through how to use things properly and safely. But the thing is, I think basically this makerspace has to support you in using a particular tool if you want them to pay for the tool and sponsor the tool. But I don't think we have that kind of problem, because basically we could use our own money to buy the tool and just use it at the space. And they don't have a problem with you using your own tool at the space. But the downside is that we'd be basically buying a tool that we'll be using, but no one else can use. And obviously the downside there is we have to pay for our tool. So if we want the space to buy its own tool, for us to use, so say for example we want a forge, if we want the space to buy its own forge for members to use, we'd have to basically write up documents and procedures and guides basically on how to be safe using the forge. And even before that, we have to make a solid case to the president of the club to use club funds to buy it. Now we could go down that route, which is a lot of paperwork, and I think the club will still prioritize other stuff before we even get a forge. So I think the fastest way is for us to buy a forge, or build one. I think the fastest way is for us to build one, but I think that's the fastest way. But obviously the downside is we'd have to pay for it, basically. Which might be interesting, because I'm keen to buy materials to buy the own forge to get it done. I'm keen to do it that way. Just need some more research. But I have have seen on YouTube this blacksmithing YouTube channels how to build your own forge for cheap. How to build a cheap one. It requires some welding and also some masonry, circular saws, because basically you have to drill through like bricks. Okay. So the idea is that if we want to build a forge, we first weld together a metal frame, and then we assemble a whole bunch of oven bricks. Basically, we assemble together a whole bunch of oven bricks, and then after we built some like a box on the frame, we then have to drill into the oven bricks to bring in the gas valve. So yeah, it's a lot of work. But it's a cool project that we can try and do, and once we've finished it, we'll have a forge. So yeah, I think it's possible to do. You just need like you need to figure out how to do it, or we just need the money, basically. And I have a lot of things I want to buy before a forge, so I think for the time being we'll try and skill up in welding, and then we'll see. So yeah, there's a plan. Yeah, I thought of making a forge. So yeah, it's something in the back of my mind. So I'd like to have a go at making a katana at some point. So we'll get there. We'll get there. Oh yeah, I need to measure how large steel rivets I want from that knee piece I had. Five mils. Okay, it's a 5mm hole. Might need bigger. Okay. think we do not need this liner. Alright. The obvious thing to do here is that we need to hammer this out. Okay.
Need that mallet now.
Okay, so just going to do a bit of smash repair. So this particular piece was struck. This particular piece was struck by a katana, and it's actually cut through this bit. So we're going to try it. We're going to hammer it back into shape. Probably use some filler to fill the gaps in this. Paint's going to come off as a result, but that's okay. Just going to check the curvature. It needs to match this curvature. Pretty much does. Almost. In fact, it's almost there. Alright, so this pretty much is the curvature. It's kind of out of shape. It's not even. Kind of lost a bit of curve here. It's pretty good. Nice. When now there's this piece, this like cut here, and we need to straighten out. Probably should have different molds. Okay. But we managed to hammer it back together. But it's quite a big gash. Well, I'll definitely fill it with some putty. But yeah, the paint job on this is ruined, for sure. Right. I guess there's an extra step I guess we can do before putting it back into dressing it up for painting. You need to fill that gash. So it's like a... So this is the part where the katana like has sliced through the steel. So it's left a big cut here. So we're going to fill that with filler. And then probably sand all the paint off because it's pretty bad. It's all chipping off. And then once all the paint is gone, you can put on a new one. So that's the plan for that. Is there any more plates here that need hammering back together? Yeah, so this one's out of shape. You can see it's lost the curve. I don't think we need anything flat. Okay. We want to match that curvature. It's got a bit too much curve. I think we're almost there. Yeah, it's almost there. Use a more even curve on the end. I think we pretty much matched it. It's not bad. Nice. Got that curved. Alright, that's good. This could use some help. Alright, so this one has cut into... Katana has cut into the edge a bit. It's left a little splinter. You have to even that out. Okay, so that's now evened out. The curve is kind of terrible, so fix that. Hey! It's curved. I don't think this needs any work. Slight dent here. Shape them back. Ow. Have to clean them all off. Just gotta scrape off all this paint. Yeah. It's a hobby, you know. It's cool stuff. It's a hobby. That's why I do it as a hobby. Oh. Scraping paint is not fun. I'm going to use some sandpaper. I'm gonna have to clean around that wound. I don't think I could get it all off, but I can peel enough back so that, you know, the new layer won't take on so bad. At least that's what I'm hoping for. How long have you been smithing? I started this project like a year and a half ago, so I haven't been smithing that long. In fact, I don't even have all the smithing tools. But you know, you just learn one thing at a time. It's not so hard to figure out that, you know, to fix this thing. You just need to hammer all the parts back together, and you can just bang it together. It's just smash repair. So I've been learning like how the armor all fits together, how to make it properly, dress it up. So I've completed like a full set of body armor. So just the body armor part of the samurai. So the do, that's what it's called. So I managed to finish that piece. I was just like, you know what, like everything else is pretty much the same. Except, you know, like except for a few parts. The rest of most of it is pretty much, like, once you know how to like put together. This is called the sode, which is the shoulder armor. So it's the shoulder shield that hangs off the top of your shoulder. So this is called the sode, and basically, if you know how to lace together sode, you know how to lace together all the other armor pieces, because like it's all constructed, has the same construction. So yeah, that's basically that. So once you figure that out, then it's just how do you like cut out the metal and shape it, learn how to do that. You don't need a forge to do that. You can just like if you have sheet metal, you can just bang it into shape. It won't be like completely smooth, but it will pass. So like if you wanted really smooth curves, you'd need like an English wheel or like a blacksmithing sandbag, so you can, you know. I think an English wheel is better because it's basically just a wheel pressing it together between two other wheels, so you eventually form the smooth curve you want. But you can achieve pretty much the same thing. It won't be as smooth if you just use like, you know, metal bar like I have. and just hammering it together. So you could do it that way as well. So I've only been doing this as a hobby for like about a year and a bit. I've learned a lot about how samurai armor is put together. You just learn piece by piece, really. So I'm not a professional by any means. I just want to fix this thing and restore it as best as I can. Yeah. So it's just a hobby, really. You know, you do some research. It's like, oh, how do I put that together, or how does this work properly? Just build up your knowledge piece by piece. So yeah, here we are, like down the track. So this is, you know, right now this is like pretty broken. We managed to like hammer it back into shape, so the curve is back. We gotta like fill this. Usually we would probably weld that together and then sand it down if we want it smooth, but we're just gonna use we're gonna cheat and just use car body filler to fill that. So I just need to clean this area first before I do that, so that the body filler can stick better. Because like the other answer to this is just to remake the plate from scratch. But we're trying to salvage it, so... I mean, we could just make the thing from scratch. I've built it before, so... So, this is the sode that came with the suit. And this is one I made from scratch, so... This is what it's supposed to look like. It's a bit smaller than what I'm used to, but it will still work the same. So this is something I threw together. Basically, like instead of salvaging plates, I cut them all out myself, and then just, you know, filed down the edges. It's a lot of drilling and a lot of cutting, but yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, it's got the gunmetal gray. So not much difference, except I feel like this is too small. So I want to make some better ones. I kind of fucked up the pins in the back here. I just kind of screwed them up. But no one has to know. So yeah, I'm pretty much a guy that doesn't know what he's doing, but just, you know, just learn one thing at a time. You don't have to know everything right away. You just need to know enough to repair the thing you're doing properly. Don't take shortcuts. Just learn one thing at a time and do it well, and then move on to the next. So since I'm quite happy with the with how like all my other pieces turned out, I think I could use a lot more improvement in. I think I could size this better. So this rim, as you can see, that's how rivets are supposed to go in. This is kind of like what I hacked together. Like I actually bent the pins over, but it still holds together okay. But I think I could size this better. I'm gonna make adjustments and size this better because I can't actually get, you know, the fold lip. So this is the lip that folds over. I can't get that as straight as this, so I'm gonna have to make an adjustment here on like how to fold that over like properly. I'll probably make the lip wider so I have a lot more room to work with. But you know, you live and learn, right? It's just learn one thing at a time. Yeah, just learn one thing at a time. The Ravager's Woes. Ah, we have met again. Yep. Ravager's Woes. It's been a while since I heard that name. Howdy, stranger. Ravager's Woes. Man, you've been here at the start. What was the last thing that you've seen? Like, on this channel? I think you are... I think you first seen me on Reddit. I think. It's a high chance that, you know, you discovered me on Reddit. We're almost done scraping this paint. I don't know if I want to continue fully scraping it off, but we'll see how much can come off easily. So we're trying to get this piece cleaned so we can apply some putty. Don't worry, stream. I'll be resetting the stream, so there'll be a part 3. So I encourage you to upvote and follow. Really help me out. If you don't like these interruptions, you can follow the YouTube link. I hear the lag is smaller on the YouTube, so give that a shot. It's also the screen is the right way up, so if you want to help me out, and because I do want to do this more, fortunately I've got to keep the day job to survive. Help make my dream come true, and upvote and follow. That really helps. Don't worry, I'll be resetting the stream. There'll be a part 3. It'll have the same title, except, you know, part 3, so look out for it. Best way to find it is on my profile. When that appears, I'll start it up immediately. So just smash that F5 button, and I'll see you in the next cycle. YouTube, you can just stay where you are. You don't have to do crazy Reddit shenanigans to continue watching a stream. It's just how Reddit is. I'll see you in the next cycle, Reddit. Don't worry, we won't be away for long. Oh, Reddit a couple of months ago. Oh, okay. So that would have been... there should be a live chat box on the YouTube. Cries because it's not the 80s anymore. I really have to pay attention to chat, so... do I have to do everything? Are you on the PC? And I have a viewer that wants to join but doesn't know how to join like live streams. Phone, right. Wonder what the mobile experience is like watching my own live stream. That's one thing I didn't think I'd be doing today. Tech support on how to use YouTube. Dude. It's like right available. are you using the YouTube app? God damn it. Are you using the YouTube app or the browser? Because there's a difference. I'm just going to reset Reddit for a second. Start streaming. Part 3. Start stream. Okay. Reddit should be back. You're not helping me! All the things. Oh my god. Alright. Thanks for being confusing. Alright, well at least I can use the stream to communicate. What? But... oh my god. Alright, so alright, here's my phone, okay? You can see, you can watch me, watch you, watch me, watching you. So here's my phone. You view YouTube on your phone in 2 ways. One, you could like use Chrome, which is using YouTube through the browser. But you should also have like a YouTube app. And you can get the YouTube app if you don't have it through the Play Store, which every phone has. So if you use the YouTube app, and if you tune in to, you know, my live stream, my god, this is not the time to determine if this is Aelfled or Alfred, okay? So when you tune into the live stream, the chat is like right there. So and you can chat as me, right? It's like hello. You know, send that chat. It looks like every other chat. So are you not seeing the chat? Are you looking at something different? Look, I'm going to start ignoring you if you're not going to come to this chat room. So I'm trying to politely ask you to move to this chat room because that's where I'm monitoring all communications. So, and plus, there's more people for you to talk with, right? Can't just usurp the stream with tech support. Well, just go to the chat, please. If you're doing me a favor, just go to the live chat on YouTube. Please, it's not going to be any different from Messenger. In fact, it's going to be better than Messenger because you'll have the video and the chat in the same place. All right, it's like it'll be fun. Trust me. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Do it for me. Do it for me, Billy McGarnacle. You gotta do it, man. You gotta do it. You gotta do it for me, Billy McGarnacle. Just do it. Alright? Just do it. Just come to the chat room. It's easy. It's not hard. I believe. Anyway, so the whole armor is actual metal. How much would an entire suit cost? Depends where you live. So I live in Australia, where we literally mine the stuff out of the ground, and steel is very cheap. It's in fact so cheap that metal is cheaper than leather. So you can instantly skill up to tier 4 steel armor without having to go grind like leather armor first. In fact, in Australia, leather is more expensive. Leather is more expensive than steel, so it's a luxury item. So you'll get steel a lot easier. For a whole set, I think like 2 square meters of 1.2 millimeters steel. I think 2 square meters is around $60, and it's how efficient you can cut out 2 square meters. I think 2 square meters is enough to make most of your armor. You might need some extra. I'm gonna say 2.5, and I reckon you can get that done in $70. So just the metal portion, probably about $70 to make a whole suit. But it is the effort involved. That's where you'll spend your money. It's like the effort involved. Yeah, it's the effort. That where you'll spend most of your time. But which is why you gotta like enjoy making things. fucking scraping this paint. We're making progress. Just come to the chat room. I'm not seeing you. I'm thinking that you're actually just not here. Ow. Alright. This is a bit stubborn, this edge here. What's the time? We started at 7, now it's like 8:30. So we're coming up on the 2-hour mark. Technically, the paint should be dry by now. Technically. I'm going to go over and check, I guess. But the paint can says it should be dry. Whoa, she's here! You're finally here! Wouldn't it be easier to use a solvent? What paint am I using? See, like, you're finally here, you figured it out! Welcome past the 80s. Oh my god. It's like, this is the way. Finally, like, stop bothering me with direct messages. Hey everybody, I'd like everyone on the channel to name and shame Kate, please, for hijacking the channel with the need for her own personal tech support. Just name and shame. Right here, right now. I want a witch hunt. How dare you? You know I'm trying to put on a show, and yet you still insist that I give you tech support. How dare you? The old people learn this is the way. Yes, see? And then now, in the bottom right corner of the screen, like here, your chat is now part of the show. God, finally. Yeah, all about you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought this was my show. Now it's your... Kate, everybody. This is now the Kate Owl Power Hour, where where she talks to us about tech things that bother her as a boomer. This is not my show anymore. Pack it up, we're going home. This is the Kate Power Hour, where it's all about Kate. Yes, I told you it would be better, and you can watch and talk at the same time. Welcome to live streams. Make sure you like. Do you know how to like? Do you know how to follow? Do you know how to subscribe? Did you subscribe? Because, you know, you don't have to prod me. You can just see when I'm live if you're subscribed. The power of technology. So, you'll be notified when I'm live. Next time I'm on. Which should be Tuesday. Should be Tuesday. So to answer your question, I don't know what paint I'm using. I did not make this armor, I'm just simply repairing it. It was in a sad state before I got to it. Sad state before I got to it. Oh wow, there's a lot of people. Are people like on my channel? No, it's a different channel. That's not my channel. What's going on? There's people on my channel, but can't see. Probably a couple of months ago, yeah. Okay, something's wrong with my communications here. Yeah, here's part 2. I thought so. Oh, this is part 3. Alright, that makes sense. Sorry for all the people on Reddit who was ignored. We had to do some tech support to get one boomer onto the channel. Things we do for viewers, honestly. How do you start a broadcast? Use the app and use the plus sign. There should be a plus sign in the top right corner. That's how you start a broadcast. So use your mobile. I am using an advanced setup, which I can't be bothered going through right now. Can you just not soak it in etching acid to remove the layers first, or does that harm the metal? So I don't know what paint this is. All I know is that it's very, very cheap. So it could easily be scraped off because it just flakes off. So I'm just using muscles here. But I have no doubt there are better ways to remove paint. But it's actually flaking off really easily. We're just going to stick with it for now. Probably not going to go as far as like scrape all the paint off for all the pieces. I'm just doing it for this one because this one requires most repair. See how easily that's flaking off? I don't know how easy you can see that. But it's really easy to just flake off and peel. Problem is I'm getting it in my mouth. But yeah, I probably could dip it in acid. But I suppose this is sort of like the saving grace of a cheap Chinese production. This is the Guardian's Vault armor that I'm repairing right now. Long story short, a martial arts teacher that I train under is like I don't know. He's like a retailer of this cheap armor, and he had no time to repair this suit, so he gave it to us for free. And this is like a fixer-upper. We inherited like a really sort of like damaged set, but from making the suit, making the other armor from scratch. By making that from scratch, I knew I had the knowledge to fix this. So I had all the knowledge necessary. So I undertook this project because we basically got a suit of armor for free. It's just kind of banged up. So here we are now in the present day. Just putting it back together. So the damage wasn't that extensive. It wasn't that extensive, but anyways, the point I'm trying to make here is that the actual manufacturer of this armor is based in China, and it's not the kind of it's not the kind of build I would recommend, because none of it is authentic and all of it is done cheaply. So that's the saving grace I'm trying to get at, is that because the construction is so cheap, it's really easy to remove it. So paint like this shouldn't be easily removed. If the paint was of good quality, I would definitely consider something like etching or like solvents to remove. But because the construction is so cheap that we can basically scrape it off with a spoon, we're just gonna go with the spoon. So yeah, that's why we're using a spoon. So it's one of those silver linings, but not silver linings. I wouldn't have this problem if the paint was of good grade, but it's all flaking off. It's kind of old, so you know, we're just gonna use an equivalent value method of scraping off an equivalent value paint. So I honestly think if we used solvent, it would cost more than the paint. Really? We'd be using such an expensive method to remove something so cheap. So that's why I'm not using any solvents. Because like, this is easily removed with a spoon. And we don't have to do a lot of it. I mean, like, if you've seen like the previous streams, I scraped off like the entire paint layer of the chest plate. So yeah, that's why I'm not using an edge. So just one piece then? Will you be using this armor in live action or dress as? I think I'll be using it for LARP for sure, costuming for sure, and also training. So we have sparring days at the dojo, so I'll use it for that as well. So this is the training armor that I'll use so that I can be better physically acclimated to the heavier armor I also have in production. So this is the light armor basically. This is the armor to train in before getting in the actual armor. Just gonna do some light sanding here, but remove most of it. Removed at least this part. I don't know if I want to remove all of the back part. I think I do. There's bits of glue on here that look disgusting. But yes, there aren't many pieces that we're going to scrape off like this. It's just this one piece because it's the one that needs the most remodeling. So we're trying to strip it back there and do it right. Yeah, that looks clean. I mean, just a bit of light sanding, looks alright. I could make it shinier, but putting paint over it, as long as the rust is all gone, fine. Now what to do with the back? I think I want to strip the back as well because there's ugly bits of glue on it. Don't want those to become under the new coat of paint, so we'll scrape all the way to the end. If sparring, would you need a firm backing material under the armor? I will be lining it, so there will be a backing to it. So I'm planning to just use one sheet of wool and then a like just one layer of wool and cotton over the top because wool is itchy. So just gonna do it simple and just hot glue it on. You know. Just type. I don't know who the young. I don't know to the young things. I don't know who the young things. I don't know what you're saying, Kate. Kate's technical ramblings, guest starring samurai smithing or something. That's exactly what this thing is. The peoples they hide, you know nothing. Ninja comments. So the reason why like I'm talking to other people is I have two channels. I'm multicasting. So as you can see, this is the YouTube. Sometimes they're on the YouTube. Twitch as well. So Twitch will be somewhere else. But Reddit is the most active. So if you want to talk to the most people, the most lively audience, it's Reddit. So you search up Senpai TV, spelled exactly the same on Reddit. You search it up, you should find basically the same thing. There'll be more people talking in a similar chat box, but I think Reddit might be a bit too beyond your level at the moment. So just stick to YouTube maybe. But if you want to make the great journey to Reddit, I guess I could show you, like, you know, part 2 of getting Kate acquainted with live streaming. But yeah, like, there are other people talking to me on the other platforms. So Reddit is one of the other platforms. YouTube, you're on the YouTube. Arguably, the YouTube has the better viewing experience, but people discover me easier on Reddit, so that's why we keep that open. There's a wonky plus sign. Looks like an X. Is that long gone? Are you talking about the holes? I don't know what you're on about. A wonky plus sign. Is it just the dark bits on the metal? You don't have to explain yourself there, Missy. With paint chips, but with carcinogens. Oh yes. Oh yes. They don't taste as good either. That's not a spoon, or is it? I'm just emphasizing how easy the paint can be scraped off. So. I can't imagine doing this for all the pieces. I'm only just doing this one. I've been scraping like paint a lot for this piece. I'm gonna need some support here. See how easy that's scraped off? It's just, yeah. This is why I'm racist. This is why I'm racist and prejudiced against anything that comes out of China. Just poor construction quality. Yeah. Yeah, we're getting there, making some progress. Can I suggest, if using in sparring, to look for motorcycle under armor protection? Can be thin, flexible, and light. E30, for example, is inexpensive and rarely available. Is E30 like a plastic? I don't know, like, I haven't heard of that term before. I was just wondering what it was. So it depends on which club, right? So every club. So here's the thing about medieval clubs in Australia. Everybody does things fucking differently. And it's bloody annoying because everybody has their own rules, which means you basically need one sword per club. Which ends up being a lot of swords. Alright, so although I have no doubt that maybe Under Armour would be good for this kind of thing. Like motorcycle Under Armour. But I think at this stage in the project, we've gone through this effort to put together some samurai armor that we've sourced. A very lucky source. It was a very opportunistic thing. How much is this armor, you may ask? Well, I got it for free, but retail, it's 2,000 bucks. Honestly, after working this thing, definitely not worth 2,000 bucks. And, you know, prejudice against China and all that. Come and get me, Winnie the Pooh. If you don't know what that means, shout it very loudly in the middle of Chinaman Square, and you'll know what I mean. But after working with this thing, definitely came out of China, completely ignores a lot of the authentic Japanese stuff that you would expect to pay for 2,000 bucks. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. But getting back to the point, after all the work that we've sunk and all the hours that we've sunk into this armor, it seems kind of backwards to buy armor for armor that we're trying to make for the purpose of using. Seems kind of backwards. Don't you think? I'm not like having a go at you or anything. I'm just saying it feels kind of backwards to buy armor for the armor that you're trying to make to avoid buying armor. Let that sink in for a moment. But as I was saying before, every club is different. You don't really need. Although it's good to have Under Armour. More protection is good, but everybody does things differently, and I'm thankful that the dojo that I practice all the sword work in is. I'm thankful that the sword work and the dojo that I'm in, they are expert enough to know how much power to use, therefore negating the need to put on additional protection. Armor is designed to protect you from mistakes, and not to toot dojos, not to stroke the pickle of the school that I train under, but not to jack it off or anything, but they don't make that many mistakes. So that you don't, like, in the sense of getting people injured. They don't. There's a very low injury and mortality rate, so you don't really need that level of protection. That level of protection at that dojo. And there's also something that needs to be said about if you protect yourself too much, you don't realize what mistakes have happened, right? It is true when they say pain is an excellent teacher. So like, it's a very tough love kind of dojo that I go to. And I have broken my hand. Well, I didn't break my hands. I did bruise and sprain a couple of times, but like it's a learning. Pain is part of the learning process. And I know I have a doctor here that might convince me otherwise by pain and spraining and bruising is a bad thing, but still, it's better to injure yourself in training than the real thing. So yeah, I've never really experienced the need for more protection than there currently is. So, especially not the body. Like most of my injuries have not been in the body, so the Under Armour won't help me. I think most of my injuries happen on the hands, because the hands are the most exposed target. You know, scraping your knuckles. I think I've done a pretty good job, and my knuckles seem intact. So yeah, that was a longish rant saying why I don't need Under Armour. A, because this is the armor. B, like we're trying to avoid buying armor. C, we don't really need Under Armour for a proper armor. D30, not E30. I don't know what D30 is. You're gonna have to explain what that is. That's just the number, like that's just a letter and 2 numbers. You have to explain what that is. I like the cut of your jib. Chinese, Aussie? I think so. My parents have done a lot of migrating, so I don't know where the home country was. Face reveal at 1 million subs. Not that you can go through the VODs and figure out what I look like. God damn it, man. What do you mean re-educated? What do you mean re-educated? What do you mean? I'm just saying, like, we don't need armor for our armor. That's all I was trying to say. The Forbidden Danger Spoon. Yep. Bad. It's bad to sprain my hands and bruise my hands. This is the authentic experience. If you want to know how not to get hurt, you're gonna have to feel it. Otherwise, you'll keep making bad mistakes. With all, you'll be well protected, but you'll just keep making the bad fighting mistakes. But as I was saying before, like the like where I experienced the most pain is actually in my hands and my fingers. So I have actually added more armor to my sparring gloves. But never have I ever, like during sparring and training, we usually don't get close enough to like properly strike someone in the body. It's always the hands or the head. There's no in between. It's like fucking Rayman out there. It's just head and a couple of hands. Re-educated child? I don't know. What do you want about? Please, can you like comment with full sentences, please? I don't know what you're talking about. Bob. That's right. I'm singling you out, Bob. Just throwing words at me and expecting me to understand. Just give me a full question, please. Like, what do you want about? What are you on about? You trying to figure out where I'm from? That's racist. That question in itself is racist. Because you don't know where I'm from. You don't know me. I could be from Soviet Russia. I am here under benefit of communist China to figure out capitalist big plans and glory for all Russia. You don't know me. We just met on internet. Fucking. This layer of paint. Just get off there. You got them hands for life. Minimize the constant wear. Use more tools, mister. Like what? I just got this spoon. This is all I have. And we're almost there. We just got like this last bit of paint on the edge. Also, like using tools would sound really bad on stream. Like the audio would just be terrible. So it's really out of consideration for you guys. We did it. Okay, just I think whatever's left can be removed with good sanding. I'm in Georgia. Okay. Of course it's the American fucking with me. Cause we're dicks. We're dicks. And dicks fuck pussies. But sometimes dicks fuck assholes. And if you don't let us fuck this asshole, we're gonna have our dicks and our pussies covered in shit. Of course it's the American fucking one. Of course it's the American. Why did I expect anything less? Fucking Americans. Kate, are you American? It feels like a lot of you are coming to my show just wanting the show to be about you. That's what it feels like. Maybe check your ancestry for Americans, because got a live one over here. Are you from Georgia, Kate? Sounds like you're from Georgia. It's all about you. Goddamn Americans. Come here, steal our streams. Alright, I think that just about do it. Or like scraping the paint off. It's one clean looking plate. Okay. Am I OCD enough to scrape the rest of the paint off? I think this is rather good as is. Don't think I need any more. Don't think I need any more than that. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Alright. Time to do the cheating part and put on the putty. Okay. So there's a lot to learn from today's automotive industry, because that's basically when most blacksmithing happens nowadays. Someone receives a bump, smash repairer just basically fixes the bump, similar to how a blacksmith would. So, similar fashion, we are going to smash repair this particular plate, or panel, with car filler. Sturdy stuff, car filler. Don't get it on your hands. I swear I had some gloves around this one. This should be very familiar to you, Kate. Goddamn commies incepting our freedom waves. That's exactly right. Get out, Americans. Too commie for this stream. You're right, the constant scraping and thrusting makes it sound much better. Oh man, but you haven't heard the sound of a grinder yet, so do you want a sample of what that sounds like? I'll give you a sample of what that sounds like. I mean, I could use a bench grinder over there. Fucking Kate thinks she knows better than me. Goddamn Americans. Coming in and taking over my stream. It's like, oh, you should do that. That's not how you... That's not how you stream. Alright, I'll give you a sample of what that would otherwise sound like. Yeah, that's exactly what this is. Is that what you read? Yeah, just... You're just here for the ASMR. Alright. You should go on Forged in Fire. What is that? I'll look it up later. Except there's no fire here. There's no forging. But just for, you know, the curious know-it-alls, you know, that are backseat smithing at home. You know, they want to know what the stream will sound like with power tools. Alright? So this is essentially how it's gonna sound. So I hope you know you're gonna get it. I hope you come for it. Sound good? Are you turned on yet? How about now? What's possible? Turned on yet? Sound good? Is this everything you ever imagined? I think it's still fun. How you feeling, Kate? Still with us? You happy? That's what that would sound like. God damn. Stabbing Lego was a sound. That's what it sounds like with power tools. I hope you're satisfied. I hope you're satisfied. Did it sound good? It did give a nice finish, but it's not good for scraping off paint. Not in the way we want it to. It's not painful to my ears, is what I'm saying. Hey, you, Demir, 111. What's up? Welcome to my stream. Well, we're still trying to debate what sounds better, power tools or just hand tools. Personally, I think hand tools because, it doesn't make, it doesn't do the obvious thing of making your ears bleed. But, some people on YouTube like to differ. They like to relax to the, the soothing sounds of grinding metals and bench grinders. It is within their rights to be wrong. They can be wrong. But that's what that would sound like. That's all I have to say about that. Yes, back to the point. This needed is what we will use. It's great. I love it. Basically, background of dubstep. Kate is not of this world. I know, right? You know, because normal people would come into a stream and just enjoy the stream, for what it is. But no, Kate just wants to make it her own thing. But we're all proud of Kate because she figured out how to YouTube live stream chat today. Which I don't know. I'm still having doubts whether that's a good thing. Maybe I should have left her in MSN in Facebook Messenger. Maybe I should have just left her there. So at least I'd have an out. She won't know where to find me. But no, I had to bring her into this world. And I thought she'd be happy talking to other people enjoying the show, but nope, can't enjoy the show. Just has to lecture me on why I should protect my hands and the finer points of Power Tool ASMR. This used to be a armor smithing stream, but it's the Kate Power Hour now. Hey, Yedemir. Yildemir. So I don't know, Kate, if you could see the miniature chat, you can read that, but that chat box unites most of the platforms I'm streaming to. So there's this person on Twitch right now. How you doing, man? I'm doing fine. I'm just working on some projects. But yeah, we have Need It, so at least Kate can't fault us for that. So we got Need It. So it's basically a putty that we use for car filler to fill in holes in cars and boats. So we're going to use it here for our samurai armor. I don't think we need a lot of it per se, but we've already peeled off so much. So we're just going to use this as best as we can, just pressing it into the wound. Press it as flat as we can. The flatter we can get it, the less work we have to do to smooth it all out. It's not sticking very well, mainly because we sanded the metal pretty smooth. But yes, we're using Need It because Kate asked us to. And this is her stream now, so okay. So there was a massive gash here, but I think we filled it in quite well. Just trying to flatten it out as best as we can. But it's a good filler. No, that was a bad idea. Thought it was a good idea, but it's a bad idea. I thought I could use it like a rolling pin, but it just screwed up everything. Or if I don't know. Oh no, there's like paint flecks in it. Ew. Okay, the thing. No, that'll do. Could always put more on later. Okay. Not bad for a repair. So that's what it looks like. It's pretty good. You could always sand it off once it's hardened. So we'll do that later. I'm gonna put it over there with the drying place. Oh, really quick. That's needed. It's good stuff. Smear? What do you mean smear? It's a putty. Can't really smear it that well. Oh, your name is Emil. Welcome, Emil. Welcome to the stream. File the metal either side while using the two-part. The putty adheres best to the rough surface. Yeah, whatever. If it doesn't work, we always scrape it off and try again. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Metal etch helps, but it's a bunch more steps. Yeah, it'll be fine. We'll be fine. We're fine. Alright. How can we prepare the other? Back to square one. Man, this paint peels like really easy to peel. Probably should use gloves. Hands are starting to hurt. Why don't you use paint stripper? Because I don't have any. And I don't really have a thing for chemicals. Plus it scrapes really easily. I don't know if paint stripper would work. It only works with certain amounts of paint, right? Certain types of paint. Whew. See how fast we scrape that off? Yeah, it was fast. Pretty fast. Lots of rust forming on the surface of this thing. Nice. Is the back... I wonder if the back... Is the back like good enough to keep? I think it's easy to scrape off, so it feels like the back is fine. Just need to like smooth out the edges here before we spray paint over the top. Yeah, I think we can use that. That looks alright. Let's just switch up to a higher grade of sandpaper. That's clean. Yeah, this needs some work. A lot of work. Lots of work for this one. Sorry, catching up with chat. Sorry about ignoring you guys. So how do you know if the complete item kit will fit you? Would you have to alter the fit and finish? There's a couple of things you could do. Like usually the armor is a one size fits all because you can still like adjust the strappings on the armor so that it will eventually fit. So with samurai armor it's a one fit design, and you can change like the dimensions of the armor without actually changing the shape of the armor. And I'll give you an example. Okay. So let's just move all of this out of the way just for you to forget this tomorrow. Alright. Let's just stop and drop everything that we're doing. Explain to you how this works. Just so you can forget it tomorrow. Okay, you ready? Here's the explanation. So this is the back portion of the armor, and here is the front of the armor, right? If it's a tight fit, usually like a pin. Alright, so here this armor works on a hinge system where you drop in a pin, and it basically closes shut like a clamshell. But we're going to modify the design so it's more flexible to whatever body shape we have. Actually, I don't know if it will fit, but there are modifications to the armor that we could do to make it adjustable. So instead of operating on this hinge system here, you can instead drill holes in the side, and this is how they did it. They didn't have hinges. They didn't use hinges so much. So what you do is that you drill holes and just basically tie them together, right? So you have like a set of ropes coming across here to the back and on the other side as well. So when looking through the top, so when you wear it, you can basically make the armor expand out just by using ropes. Even though there's a gap in the side, it's still more protection than without going with this armor. Or you could make it, overlap, like so. So, you can squish it together to say how much fit to accommodate how thin you want. So that's one example of like how you can adjust the armor to fit without actually changing the shape of the armor. Also, like, as you wear it, you get a better idea of how better it is going to fit, so you can actually like squash. You can bend the front together to make it more rounded. You can like cut sides. But generally, you can adjust it quite easily without actually having to change the shape too much. So that's one way, but there's many others. Many others. So yeah, you don't really need to know if it will fit you perfectly, because you can always change it after the fact. I hope that answers your question. time is it? It is 10. So we'll go in 30 minutes. Okay, if we're going in 30 minutes, I want to see if oh damn it, why won't this come off? I'm gonna use a power tool for a second. Not bad. Ugh. Sew it together. Sure. See, you could do a dry run fitment with a zip ties and get a good fit and sew it together with the cords for the final fitment. Yeah, pretty much. You can also readjust the cords after, so you know when you have the cords, you kind of give yourself a lot of slack, and you basically just tie the knots closer and closer to the fit you want. Then after you're happy with the fit, you just cut off the excess cord. So there's lots you could do to get that fitting right. So, but I don't know if I have any of these left. Find it out. But basically, you get the fitting right before you even start cutting out the plates. So I don't know. I don't have any to show you right now, but I had printed out like these plates on paper. So I printed them out on paper first, and then I made sort of like a mock-up with the paper. So all these plates here, you before you cut them out, you make paper templates first, so you can trace it onto steel and cut them out and drill them or whatever. So like first you make it out of paper, cut it out with a stencil or a knife, so like a X-Acto knife or a just a scalpel, and then you can make mock-ups using tape. Just tape it together like how it should hang, and then try wearing it. Ultimately, like you should understand from then on, is this the right fit or not? And if not, you just resize on the computer and reprint and try again. So it actually happens. The sizing happens before cutting out the plates, because once you've cut them out, like you're too late into the process to try and readjust. But having said that, it's not the end of the world. You can always adjust the cordage, because the cordage, basically all the cords that hold it together, the toggles that are on your collarbone, the belt that you wear to hold the armor up, you can do lots to adjust it. You can do lots to adjust it, like after the fact. So it's not the end of the world. As a Familian, I must say my armor is ambidextrous. Familian? What does your armor do to protect all my parts? I don't know how ambidextrous comes into it, but it is the, and I don't know what familiar means. Are you saying you're a female lizard? Is that what it means? Is it like a female reptilian? Because I don't make armor for reptiles. And I thought you guys were trying to keep a low profile. You lizard people. You already got your guy into the presidency. I won't let that mistake happen again. Trump was a lizard. Definitely was. So having said that, you guys want to keep a low profile, so why would you want to... What do you need armor for? You're keeping a low profile. Armor would make you stick out. I don't get a lot of female reptiles on my stream. How do you guys even operate the computer? I don't get it. But as I was saying before, armor is the more you cover up with armor, the less you can move. So it's always a compromise with armor. So with that in mind, samurai armor doesn't protect everything. It only protects the important parts. This is so that you can still, you know, move and actuate in some fashion. That's the idea, anyway. If armor covered everything, you wouldn't be able to move. Full body armor plates generally very hard to move in. So samurai armor doesn't do that. There are gaps in the samurai armor, but this is designed so that you can run, jump, and ride horses. So there's always a compromise. I think I'll keep that patch. It doesn't seem to be that weak. Sand it a bit more and be done with it. Yeah, that's alright. Yeah, template. What's the white stuff? So like this is a restoration job, and I'm trying to get all the old paint off before putting on a new, you know, layer. And I'm only scraping off parts that are extremely flaky. And you can tell stuff is going to be flaky because it's already starting to lift off the surface. But also, like, it's got some of these pieces have rust underneath, and rust like when something's when something's starting to rust, it lifts up the layers. Because the reason why rust is so dangerous is because it exposes more metal to rust and corrode. And when this happens, it actually, like rust, when iron rusts, it turns into like a flaky type structure. So as it corrodes, it lifts up. And so what this looks like with these plates that have been painted over, it actually lifts up and forms bubbles of paint. So you gotta like scrape off those like blisters and like sand out the rust underneath. So that's what I was doing for the majority of this time. I was trying to test like the surface of the old paint layer that's still on. And when I see like an exposed bit, I try to peel it back as much as I can. And then sand it smooth, and then put on a new coat. So I'm trying to like prep these to paint. So the white stuff is like the old paint layers I'm trying to like scrape off. But some of like parts of the paint are still pretty good and pretty strong and can still stick. So I'm only scraping off the weak bits. And then like sanding it smooth, because once it's painted over, no one's gonna know. Also like some of these plates have been like bashed against, and the shock of that blow has weakened the grip of the paint on the surface of this metal. So because it's weakened, it's formed some weak spots as well. So I'm trying to like test basically on this plate if there's anything else that needs to be like just removed. Because I don't want to, when it comes down to painting this thing, I don't want to have to do it again. So I'm testing it thoroughly and sanding it clean so that we can just paint it without issues. Ultimately, like when we put on the new coat of paint, we don't want it to come off. We want it to stick. We also want it to look good. So yeah, hence all the effort trying to find like the weak spots and just sand it down smooth and put on a new layer. But ultimately, yeah, it really doesn't matter too much. Shouldn't put on too much effort. But really, I just don't want it to look shit, and I also don't want to have to repeat the job. Right, you want to do the job right. So we're testing, trying to scrape off like all the weak bits. This one's still particularly strong. The rest of it was weak, and that's how we were able to just scrape it off. So yeah, that's what we're doing. That explains things. Thanks for watching. I'm going to be just basically cleaning up now. I'll leave the stream on in case you want to send a message. So I need probably 5 more touches. That's good.